much. I'm sure our family of Joseph FM is so amazed to be this time. ABSA is here, we're making things happen. We're talking Stokvels, Mr. Hans.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah, thank you very much. We are talking here on Joseph FM. We are talking with the ABSA Stokvel. We've been preaching this. People have been winning, just sharing their stories when it comes to Stokvel Zabo. What is it all about? But again, who am I to talk much? I've got three people who know best. I've got Umambuzi here, who is the entrepreneur and marketing strategist. I've got Upalisa and Ngolo as well, senior manager, product propositions, ABSA savings and investment. Shibambu, specialist education delivery group, marketing and corporate affairs. I think I can say, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. I think what we're going to do now, we're just going to talk Stokvels, of course. You know, it takes me back as a kid. I remember when schools are closed, when everyone was still alive, and families would visit each other, and we would have a Stokvel across. You know, and everyone is everything. You know, but now I see it has evolved and everything. And talking about that, when I see Palisa, we're talking opening the ABSA savings investments. Please just maybe say hi to family Joseph and listening to you now, and then maybe share with us the theme impact Stokvel way. Who impact ungena kanjani in the context of Stokvels?
Sanibonani, abantu base-Jozi FM, and I think impact when it comes to ama-Stokvela is very important.
Yeah.
Like example around how you remember grocery and how much it was an exciting time.
Yeah, and we didn't understand at the time.
In communities, even nama grocery, they can be very impactful kwa society and communities. I know one of the grocery Stokvels that would really feed about 5 households.
Sure.
So that is the impact that we are talking about when we are saying Stokvels can really make an impact, whether it's feeding not just your household or is saving for certain goals, or it's actually saving and putting money together to make an impact in your community, whether it's donating something, because as a Stokvel and you're helping a community, that is impact. And this is not really mostly spoken about, but I'm a Stokvela in our communities, they really do make impact in terms of why they operate.
Yeah, if I can remember back in the day, and Sase, I was still a toddler at the time, you know. And I'm glad you're mentioning in Dabazama Stokvel. I know our family of Joseph have been sharing with a service Stokvel Senzan. But talking about that, we're going to take it to you, Mambusi. Let's talk about, take us through the different types of farmer Stokvels and the unique purposes they serve. Because they never really understand the purpose.
Yeah, thank you. Sanbonani zihlobo zami zakwa Stokvela or ema society ni because abanye but is society lekgotla, you know, umgalelo njalo njalo yebo. There are different types zama societies zama Stokvel. I mean, ejwayelekile kakhulu lesiqedwe ukukhuluma ngayo manje, the grocery Stokvel, which is quite basic and really making an impact in, you know, we can even claim that it's alleviating poverty, you know, emakhaya amaningi. Bese kuba nejwayelekile futhi burial society umasingcwabane, you know, we all know that when it's tough, not everyone has got, you know, these burial covers and all that, but Stokvela sakho se burial is sure to cover you in the event of, you know, death in the family.
Sure.
No, not even in the family, even in the community, because they even go to an extent to bayangcwabana, you know, omakhelwane. Njalo njalo. Then we also have the investment one, which is, you know, long term now, you know, and it comes in different variations. That's where, you know, organizations like, you know, ABSA, you know, and other financial institutions where would actually now expose our Stokvels with how can you have, you know, save on for a long term, you know. Yeah. And then we've got savings. Iyajikeleza etafuleni, you know, siyagodisana, mgodiswana, you know, every month and all that. That's the most common one, which is very much short term, yeah. So those are the basic Stokvels that, you know, that exist. And yes, definitely they are making an impact in our communities. I think there are a lot of people who can relate to abantu abama-graduates namhlanje,
Sure.
abafundiswa ama-stokvel, we can never deny that. You know, elokishini we talk about indlu ma-extend a big window. It's a
Yeah,
big
ma big
achievement.
window.
I'm
Yeah,
a big
ma big
window.
house.
Before we even get to the big house, start a big window.
Yeah, big window go for room.
Ku-4 room,
Yeah.
exactly. Imali ye-stokvela yonke leyo, uyabona, yeah. So extending and buying homes and all that. So stokvels play a very important role.
I love
in
it
our
because I
lives.
was thinking to myself, ukuseva uyi-one at some point kunzima. You know, so it gets easier sometimes when it's a group effort and you do it. You know, ukuthi makufika December, whatever the day you decide, ukuthi sesiyashayelana, as we call it, then you know exactly you've got plans for it. It's proper planned. You know, thank you very much, Mambu. So we're gonna go to ABSA citizenship. Putin Tsako, let's talk ABSA as a force for good in the Stokvel system. So talk to us about being a force for good. What does that mean in the context of Stokvel? Because someone is listening now, ukuthi for good, sazu for good, ukuthi ngihambile, angisabuyi, ngihamba for good. But to bring us back and let us understand that part.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
To respond to that, this simply means how ABSA is coming into the equation is not to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
They are walking through the journey of an existing legacy that has been created, as my colleagues have mentioned, particularly Umambusi, when she's mentioning that this has been something, you can also
Yeah,
relate to that.
definitely.
So we are coming in to say we are just helping to make these structures better governed, safe, because that has been one of the concerns that have been raised throughout the years. So being a force for good just means we're not reinventing the wheel. We are walking with you just to ensure that the impact remains as strong as it can be, while everything that governs it remains secure and safe for everyone who is concerned.
I love that because we know it's December time and we always get to go to Umam Rose uhambe nemali yethu. You know, so with ABSA it's very nice because you know your money is secure, it's safe, and obviously surely there's T's and C's when you come and want to withdraw that money, that who's here, who signed here and all that. But thank you for that clarity because omunye umuntu ulalele manje and thinking, hey, bazodla imali yami kanti ke. Now they know it's very safe.
Yeah.
You know. So Sis Palisa, let's talk about since Open Tsako has mentioned Uti for good. Let's talk about Stokvels as a force for good in our communities. How is ABSA stepping into this space, not just as a financial institution, but as a committed partner and enabler for collective financial empowerment?
Yeah, definitely. So as Uputuntsako has already mentioned, we are enabling our Stokvels and we are supporting them in the goals that they are saving for in groups. And this is through having accounts that are specifically for them, like the ABSA Investment Club account, where abantu bangakwazi ukusave together, and then that it brings a financial security, ukuthi imali yenu ayihlalanga e-accountini yomunye umuntu, but it's actually in an account where everybody is able to get notifications, and you have internet banking so that ninga withdrawing what December cash, and you are actually just depositing into each other's account.
EFT for
because akho umuntu ongabaleka nemali when you've got a Stokvel account, and it's got the transparency yokuthi ungenza yonke digitally, and which means you're going to be safe when you are sharing your money in December. So that's how one of the ways that we are partnering with Stokvel in terms of safety and security. But we're also rewarding Stokvels. We're saying, you've been saving for such a long time, and we recognize your story matters. So we are celebrating you for saving, and that is also through ABSA Stokvel Awards that we've been really making a noise about.
As much as 100,000.
Yes.
Sis Palisa?
That is for real, but not an account yet. But that is very important. We are rewarding Stokvel saver, but most importantly, a saver nati. We are able you can be able to win up to 100,000 as a Stokvel. So they must nominate Stokvel because that's how we're also partnering with Stokvels. We are saying we are rewarding you for saving together, and this is a way we are putting your story to the stage, literally.
Love it. Joseph FM. It's 20 before 7. It is the discussion. I'm with the officials of ABSA. Talking about it, Stokvel. Mambusi, coming back to you now. We just want to find out from you, how do these Stokvels respond to real challenges in South Africa? Because we're facing challenges as Umzans, but how do Stokvels survive through this?
You know, into ejabulisayo Pelepele ukuthi ama-stokvels by nature they are very resilient.
Yeah.
If you look back ukuthi how stokvels were formed, kwakunzima nje ukuze nje uqalwe nje
Kwakuthembana
istokvel. Sengisho ukuthi impilo yayinzima, life was tough.
Mm.
That is why stokvels were formed, because people were coming from the rural areas, you know,
Oh, yeah.
bengana access to
Sizana.
funding. Ama-banks nje abebavalele iminyango.
Mm-hmm.
Kodwa ama-stokvel nje by nature alwa agudluza ukuthi noma sihlanganise, you know, so imali yethu ukuthi sikhona as a group sikwazi ukubeka imali. So I think they are able to actually weather those storms ezinzima economically eMzansi Africa, you know, by just making sure ukuthi kune discipline ngoba mhlambe ngamkoleta upelepele kodwa ke ngisikweleta istokfela sami ngiyabona.
definitely.
So there is that peer pressure yokuthi nje masesenzile isivumelwane i-commitment ukuthi we are going to save X amount per month, you know, whatever the period is, I have to honor that commitment. And if for example igrosa ngiyazi nje ngempela ukuthi unyaka mawuphela hawu ikati ngeke lesalala eziko
sorted.
yayibona exactly we are sorted, you
Kuze
know.
kuvulwe ikolo sinecross.
Kuze kuvulwe isikole exactly.
siyikhele.
Exactly, yayibona. So I think nje stokvels by nature are very, and they are resourceful as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
you know, because amongst themselves bayalakha icebo lokuthi singanceda kanjani. Omunye noba exakekile, for example, you know ukuthi ama-stokvel ukuthi sokunzima mhlambe awukhona ukukhokhela i-school fees or whatever isikole, bazokunceda futhi khona phakathi
Khona lapho,
estokfeleni.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Putin Tsako, beyond financial services, how is ABSA empowering ama-stokvel for long-term impact? Ukuthi nabantu nje abamember khona, I understand ukuthi no, actually lento is not just for as a group. Iyasiza lento, this is a lifetime thing. How does ABSA come there and empower them ukuthi iqhubeke lento?
Thank you for that question. It comes in by form of what we are doing now.
Yeah.
Educating people through
Sure.
the master classes. And it also helps by recognizing, because a lot of good, when it goes unnoticed, it discourages a lot of people.
Yeah.
So as Upalisa has also said, through these Stokvel Awards, they are recognized, and that way they're encouraging them to continue with good governance, compliance, and running their Stokvels with integrity.
Yeah.
So that more people will see ukuthi kahle kahle ama-stokvel, not all of them are supposed to end in a bad story.
Sure.
They can end in a good way because they are now recognized by proper financial institutions.
Love it.
And are governed well.
Hence they say your story matters.
Your story matters.
Awuzweke sisipalisa. Ngifuna ukwazi kuwe ke ukuthi stokvels have been around for decades, Siswami. I think it's one of the points Mambusa ke mentioned. So why do you think they remain such a powerful financial tool like Mzansi?
So I think ama-stokvels as a financial systems have really proven themselves. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been here for many years. They've been working for a lot of people. I think one thing we have mentioned is around accountability.
Sure.
People would rather not pay anything than not contribute to
Hey,
their
ngamane kube yonke
stokvels.
into.
So there's that good peer pressure from accountability
Sure,
perspective.
sure.
And it has worked for many, many years.
Yeah.
But what also we don't talk about also is around how much stokvels have created accessibility. Into iningi, we're not able to afford by yourself.
True.
But you can club with a few people to be able to afford that.
Yeah.
So so access has really been good in terms of stokvels as a financial system itself by themselves. That's why they've been around for so long and they are sustainable. And then I think another thing that ama-stokvels that we hardly talk about is
Yeah.
actually they're literally force for good. There are so many great things that stokvels are doing out there that we don't normally highlight. Most of the time we talk about the negative stuff, about the treasury running away. And that's what we're trying to also do with ABSA Stokvel Awards. Ukuthi, did you know ukuthi khona istokvela sekhona from 30 years ago?
Are you for
Stokvel
real?
Sabo Mambusi
Wow.
are more than 30 years old and it's still here
It's still
today.
standing.
So we've got a category called a Lifetime Achiever Stokvel, a Stokvel. So we are recognizing those stokvels that have been
Wow.
saving for a lot of years and they're still here, sustainable and doing great things. And
it.
in terms of force for good, last year we got some other Stokvel that is really helping crash.
Yeah.
In making sure the crash is in good condition, the teachers are being paid. That is a Stokvel literally
That's
doing
good.
force
Actually
for
assisting
good.
even our kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
and such stories you never hear, but you'll only hear them at the ABSA Stokvel Awards.
Hey, so ke lunga lomndeni Joseph, it's very important to have your Stokvel sack and make sure you have it with the apps again, so that they can even guide you. Ukuthi, this is how to do it, so that it can be sustained. So, Mambusi, let's talk about the role. What does regulation and structure play in making our Stokvels more impactful?
Yeah, I think regulation ibalulekile kakhulu. I think even nasemakhaya umthetho ukhona uvela uzenzele.
Hey.
Exactly.
Hey, awenzi kuphela.
Akwenzi nje ubaba
Yazi lawo.
ukhona umama ukhona yabona. So nasestokfeleni kuyafuneka, especially where money is involved, it is
Yeah.
extremely important that there's order, there's structure for transparency, for accountability. Like usisipalisa mentionile ukuthi stokfelers, unfortunately sidume ngokuthi imali ziyanyamalala
Hey.
uthenjana. So it is kubalekile ukuthi senze sure ukuthi kunale document esibiza constitution
Yeah.
ekufuneka sizenzele yona. Stokfelers are actually self-governing by nature,
Nice.
to protect
The actual members
to
itself.
protect members themselves, protect imali, and also not only that, nokuthi sikhule, it's not just to protect imali, because makune structure, kune order, sesohlala phansi ukuthi ngeke sihlale for the past 10 years sime endaweni eyi-1 siyaphi, yabona, funeke sibone ukuthi sikhona inqubekela phambili ne-leadership futhi, because that structure, it also determines the quality of leadership within a stokvel,
Love it.
Yeah.
Yo, love it. Purintsako ke size kuwe, looking ahead ke sesibheka siya phambili. How do you see ABSA Stokvels together shaping future nje yomzansi as a whole?
I think it goes back to the first question
Yeah.
to some degree. We, or as an institution, what's important is to be part of your story and to help you cultivate and make your story known. So all the message that is being driven is to say, continue ngale ndlela enqhubeka ngayo, which is governed, structured, with us helping you tell your story. Because once we know one person that is doing good and being recognized for doing good, all of us siba affected, and we want to now do good by means of association. We want to now associate ourselves with everything that is good, and that is how the brand wants to position and view the future, that everyone else will eliminate all these fears and negative stereotypes that Stokvel has.
Hey.
And in that way it will be, let us do this ngendlela right. Mawufuna Stokvel esihamba kahle, you know where to go. Mawufuna istory sakho sirecognizwe, you know where to go. So that is where the brand would see itself and where it positions itself, working alongside ABSA Stokvel.
Love it. So now people are listening now. They're very interested. Sispalisa, what do we do now? Upelepele uyaqala une Stokvel namachita on a family or whoever we agree with. Ukuthi sesine Stokvel esenza so. Where do we go for us to be part of the ABSA, to be governed, to be assisted? What do we do?
First of all, like we said, tina Stokvela abanga nathi, we reward them. So the most important thing is to know ukuthi tina ABSA sifuna abantu abawu-2 kuphela that are representing the Stokvel, just with their ID and proof of residence that is less than 3 months, or to any branch that is near you, and you open the ABSA Investment Club account. Le account lena yiyo ezakwazi ukuninceda ukuthi lapho kule Stokvel senu eniqeda ukusenza, lapho nibeka imali khona, and then nizokwazi nokwenza ukuthi ama-transactions enu digitally. But most importantly, you are also be able to participate from ABSA Stokvel Awards and stand a chance to win 100,000 as a Stokvel. Ayikho enye bank ephama Stokvel imali.
I've never heard of any. I said this before we started, that absolutely ayikho bank
Definitely, I'll
Love
steal
it.
that, absolutely.
So manje we've got Sesi Valanje, we've got intsha manje, the youth. Probably they've got this mentality ukuthi Stokvel ezabo mkhulu, ezabo mama, ezabo. Where can they go to find out? Maybe someone is not clued up. Can they go somewhere? Mambus, maybe I'll direct this one to you. Where can we go as a youth to say, let me find out more about Stokvel so that maybe I know better, so that I do better?
Ngaqala nje ngokuthi uMambusi wajoin iStokvel sakana 24 years. So ke
Sengisaba ukubuza ukuthi uMambusi unangaphi.
Alibuzi phasi lifaniwe.
Hey hayi, cha kuyasho ukuthi kudala ukhona. 24 years.
nje uyayibona ke
Wow.
so it's almost sengilanda iminyaka nje.
So you
Uyayibona?
started as a youth
As
as
a
well.
youth,
Hey.
exactly. Stokvels are very youthful by nature.
Aha,
You know?
and fruitful.
Yeah, and fruitful, exactly. You know, I think just to answer you again, goodbye. Search for information. Like this is an information session. You wanna listen?
Yeah.
Khona nendawo ezifana no Stokvel Academy la unga enquire khona ubuze ukuthi ngisiqala kanjani istokfela, you know. So intsha nje nakubantu abadala ekhaya inobuza kumama nogogo, uyabona. Ungathathi nje ukuthi ugogo ngoba sekagugile.
Kanti
Be
there's a
inquisitive,
lot of
be
knowledge
curious,
there.
you know, because umthombo wolwazi is found
Ayi.
khona exactly for nebantwini abadala.
Hayi khuluma wona manje umthombo wolwazi. Thank you very much. Ntsako siyayivala nkalakatha. Any message maybe regarding Stokvels to everyone oku Stokvel nofuna ukusiqala before siyivala?
I would say the best time to start is now, and you don't need multi-millions to start. Start with what you have, with people who are around you, and build from there. You have institutions that are formal that can help you to grow from where you are. But the best time to start is now.
Is now. All right. Thank you very much. Lunga lomndeni Joseph M nizweleke abazi kangcono kuthiwa ngezulu ongcweti when it comes to iTokvela ngokwaba ABSA. Sibonge kakhulu ke. You can always go and check them out. You can even watch us here to understand exactly ukuthi sikhuluma ngani when we talk about Stokvels. It's not about ukuthi Stokvela into yabantu abadala. Now you can start now and it can do wonders for you. All right. It is the discussion. Coach Hans, we're going to take it back to you. Thank you very much. Siyivale khona lapho.